Hello, hello. Okay, I'm here. Not muted, just stopped working. Sometimes it just stops. I don't know why. You guys, all right. Good now. Can't hear anything. Classic. Yeah, it's what I do. It's what I do. Welcome on in, everybody. Thank you all for being here. I'm not sure why. Chat's going slow for me today. So I can see I'm getting like gigantic blocks of chat. So if I seem slow, that's why. Huntsville, welcome on in. Good to see you. Good to see you. There is sound now. Hopefully it stays. So today we are going to continue working on our Mount Horeb map, our competition map. So for anyone who missed out on the last stream, this is where we got. The whole reason that we got here is Academic Unwinds, who put together an amazing mod called Real World Maps that allows you to import terrain, roads, and a whole bunch more stuff now, because they just gave me a new version last night that has a whole bunch of experimental features that we are going to be testing on the map. And then I also want to work on the highway here and kind of get this looking a little bit better than this. If you're wondering what the competition is, basically you're going to have the ability to build a neighborhood right about here, and there's a chance it gets built in the real world. I worked with a development team, and we basically submitted on a project and won. So this is a core part of it, helping design a neighborhood, come up with something unique that hasn't been seen before that fits the goals of the project. So it should be a lot of fun. Does CS2 still suck for vanilla players? It's a great question. Well, I'm going to answer that for you soon. Because I got an email last night that was really fascinating. I really wanted to get a Steam machine to see how Skylines and a bunch of other simulators perform on it. And I don't know if I'll give it away or what I'll do with it, but I got the email last night, so that should be here next week. And I feel like the best way to test that out is a vanilla game. So I'll probably do a little bit of vanilla building, and then maybe I'll make that into 2 videos with that question. I think it's a lot better than it used to be. There's still a lot of problems with the simulation itself. So we'll see. For me, I still prefer modded because mods are so good. There's so many things you can do. You're still playing CS1? Listen, CS1 is still a quality game. And if you haven't played CS2, it's even higher quality. At the moment you play CS2, it becomes really difficult to play CS1. So yeah. And Decaf, I completely agree. I think most people do still consider it a city painter. I'm still there. It's the thing I struggle with the most, because I want to feel like I have to do things. Like I must upgrade this road because I zoned all these things and now I am being forced to make a decision. Or the budget is challenging and I can predict how I'll improve it. I'll raise taxes on this industry. Maybe I'll drive them out of town. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll lower taxes on this sector and pull some people in and, be able to form my entire economy around that. I don't feel like the game is there yet. It's a big issue. No Mac, so CS1. I've got an idea about that. I've got an idea, and it's a dumb idea, but I've got an idea, and I'm going to test it out. And that's not going to happen next week, but it's going to happen probably in the next month or month and a half. It's a really strange idea that could work. So give me a little bit of time on that. It's been something I wanted to experiment with for a while. I'm a Mac user, first and foremost, so I feel your pain. You still feel CS1 is more of a city painter, but CS2 is what? So I would agree with you, Christian. I believe that it was never the management game I wanted it to be. I was always disappointed in CS1 as a builder, or as a management game, and not as a builder, but as a management game. We'll see. I would love for a game to have SimCity 4 style management, but we haven't really we haven't had that in a long time. When you get the Steam machine, you need to use TAA and City Skylines 2 since it's AMD. Okay. I will keep that in mind. I mean, basically, I'm going to come at this. My goal is just sit down and record my entire experience from unboxing to trying to get the game running and then letting you know how it works. So we'll see. I mean, it's not easy to get one of these things, but for many people, it'll probably be the easiest way to get something that could potentially run the game. So that is my goal. I think it should be a fun video to make. I've heard about this. So my idea is dual booting Linux on my MacBook. If I can dual boot Linux and figure out that whole thing, I think that will be easier than patching CS2 because there are too many updates. Love Ice Flake, but they update the game a lot. Lord cursed. Love it. Well, welcome on in, everybody. We will get to this. You did summon Vainglorious. He's here. He's having internet issues. So we need to keep things chill because of this. This is what Brandon is experiencing right now. So I'm hoping that moderating stream today will be easier than moderating the video from yesterday, because my God, that was the worst moderation experience I think I've ever had. I expected it to get spicy, but it got to a level of spicy that I haven't really experienced for a video since the ASMR video. kind of went nuts. And I deleted the YouTube Studio app off my phone to not get all of the notifications, but I started getting priority notifications through the YouTube app, which were hitting my Apple Watch. And so I'm sitting there with my daughter making a meatloaf, getting notifications that just say, I'll just get a notification on my watch that says, hey, city planner, you're an idiot. Hey, you're a moron. Hey, you have no ethics. Yeah, so I'm just making meatloaf, and eventually I just took this thing and I just went, you know what? I'm done with that. You know this thing? I'm done with that. And I just had enough. And then I just started banning people. So I don't like to do that. I really don't like to do that. But eventually, we all have our limits. Oh, yeah, the spicy messages. So many spicy messages. Basically saying, oh, you're using AI for videos now. And it's like, no, I told you that the mod was vibe coded and the person was open about that. And I had mixed emotions about it. But in terms of the worst ways to use AI, I'm not sure that this is one of them. And I've given you the disclaimer so you can skip it if you want to. And it became one of the comments said that you are as bad as a child exploiter. And I was just like, this is that sort of language and hyperbole is when you start to lose people. And I pride myself on being someone that's persuadable. Like if you have a reasoned argument about something that is debatable, I don't mean like you want to talk to me about homophobia or racism or sexism. I mean, if you want to talk to me about a topic that is debatable, then I am willing to have my mind changed if you have facts or you make some reasoned good points. But the moment you start attacking me or other people to talk about things, you just lose me immediately. And I just get pissed, if I'm being completely honest with you. So yeah. Well, here's the thing. I understand being upset. I'm 40, and I think I've lived through like 3 to 5 major world-altering events. that have changed the world in like ways that like I don't think that we could ever really anticipate at the time. The first one was just computers generally being like a mainstream thing. Second one, the internet becoming a mainstream thing. Third is cell phones. Fourth is social media, and fifth is AI. And I think that those 5 things like fundamentally alter a whole bunch of things about the world. And you could even throw globalization in there as well, if we want to do like the 6th thing, because that decimated my hometown. Like the factory that my grandpa worked at went out of business. So these things are big, they are scary, and we all have to wrestle with how they change the world. But there is one thing that I know for certain, and that is I, as an individual, cannot change it. You can vote for people that will enact policies that you care about. You can work to change the way people's minds are around you or think about these things. But my individual actions on a global world-changing event are not going to change things. So all you can do is work on my ethics and those sorts of things. But also, I don't know if I mentioned this on stream. I was one of the last people I knew that got a cell phone. And actually, cell phones actually 2 things. It's cell phones and then smartphones. So it's like 7 things. But I was one of the last people to get a cell phone because I thought that they were bad for humanity. Thought that you couldn't escape people. I thought that it was a distraction that would cause accidents. And as a result, I didn't want a cell phone. And I held out longer than anyone else that I knew. But here's the thing. My individual holding out on cell phone became a detriment to me. Everyone else had one. I was getting left out of plans. Everyone else had one. It was one of those things where it was like, it's just not, my individual action didn't help anything. Not the one that I was taking. You could talk to people about the way they're using cell phones. You can talk to people about when it's appropriate. You can talk to people about how they use them around you. You can moderate your use of a cell phone. But just saying cell phones are bad, I'm going to put my head in the ground, which is what I was doing, was stupid. Like that's just not a way to do it. Yeah. So I think it's a tool. I think that even if you don't like it, you're going to have to grapple with it existing. I think that it's going to be shoehorned into your life in more ways than you'd like. And I also think that the iteration that we currently have is not the final iteration. And I thought a lot about this over the last 24 hours. I think it's going to end up being on device. I think that Apple's probably going to lead that push. And then some of the conversations that we've had about data centers and stuff are going to change. So I just think that we're in the middle of it and it sucks. And a lot of people are afraid. And I'm not afraid myself of the way it's going to change the world. But attacking people about it occurring when they're not the person that's responsible, insane and frustrating. Marcus, good to see you too. Main drag. Thank you for the super chat. I should make a city with only main drags. We worked on the main drag in the last one. Apple already uses small LLMs in their devices. See, but I think, whoa. Before I get too super sidetracked. So I think that it's going to become their selling feature. I think they're going to say, don't send your information to ChatGPT. Have your own local LLM that is private to you, doesn't share anything with, a data center. Still get the benefits, still get the search, and it can go through your email and do so privately, because that's what Apple likes to pride themselves on. And they want to sell devices, and they want RAM to be cheaper too. So by killing the server-based, one more reason to a long list of why never buy Apple products. I don't think that is one of the reasons, but so yeah, I don't know. I appreciate that Nitro type. Yeah, I don't know. It is a scary point, but I just and there's a lot of change, and change is always scary. And change is happening faster and faster. Technology enables it to be faster and faster, but I don't know. So, Dr. Dreaded, I completely agree. From my perspective, I don't even know that I want to keep this mod in my playset, but I wanted to see it. And I like that the idea was planted in people's heads. And that's why I said, I don't think this will be updated. I fully believe this mod will break. So yeah. CEOs are the best use case for replacing people with AI. So you want to replace CEOs with AI? Well, sure. Sure. Oh, we're not gonna have this convo again. I was so deeply frustrated by the conversation, and not necessarily the conversation. I actually like the conversation because I feel like I learn from it. It's the pointed attacks on other people that bother me. And it's more of a discussion about like how you interact with other people, I think. That was the part that I guess I personally found the most frustrating, because when you have deep divisions in how people feel about a topic, you have an opportunity to convince people of things if you have a reasoned argument. But if you attack other people, you just lose the argument every time. I don't understand that. I mean, that's like, and ultimately what it comes down to is there are two sides of this. There were two sides that I found equally irritating. The two sides were, one side was, hey, you bunch of wokies who hate AI, you suck. The moment you say that, you lost me. First of all, I don't even know what the hell that means. That's just like using woke using woke generally, I think is stupid. But then like calling people who have concerns about a legitimate thing woke and saying that they're dumb, you've lost me. The other people who say, if you use this, you are the Antichrist, you are evil, you have bad ethics, you are basically as bad as Jeffrey Epstein, which is like legitimate things I was hearing. Like, you've also lost me. You are legitimately insane. Like, you don't want to have a conversation with people. You just want to stir the pot and tell people that they're bad because they don't agree with you. And all of that. Yes. All wild takes. Yes. This is the garbage that I was deleting yesterday. And I was just like, geez, like, yeah, I've just had enough. I've just had enough. Yes. The internet is a very chill place. Yeah. Just like the level of hyperbole at a certain point. It's just like, and attacking other people. Like, there's so many places where people get attacked. Like, I didn't want to have the conversation anymore. So anyway, that is all to say that, if an opportunity to present a mod like that presents itself again, I will never do it, because it was an absolute nightmare. It was the worst comment section I ever experienced. It was the least fun I've had making a video in a long time. Not the video, but moderating it was just a nightmare. So if the people commenting were hoping that that was the outcome, you have won. You have beat me down. I will not do it again. You're now well, don't worry. Well, so I actively moderated the cesspool, and then I got yelled at for actively moderating the cesspool. But it was there. You haven't watched the video yet? I honestly think it was a really, I enjoyed making the video. And I'm enjoying the next video too. If I could stop crashing. My big problem is I can't stop and won't stop crashing. If the last video was controversial for people who disliked the vibe mod, the vibe coded mod, the next video will be controversial for people who have watched this series since the beginning. And I feel ways about that. And I feel regretful, but not enough to not do it. Just so you guys know, I need to separate these roads from the highway. So what I'm thinking I'm going to do, like you're going to see lots of jank. It's still clipping. So I'm just going to bump it up way higher than it should be and then drop it down. And the main reason for that is we have network multi-tool or network tools. Sorry. Network tools. So I can do this easily. I'm also using the North American highways mod. So it'll end up looking pretty good. Red Ginger, thank you for the gifted subs. I'll go through all the activities soon. I appreciate you guys. Super. So not only am I going to nuke the city, the reason it crashed is I went a little bit too fast in nuking the city. Basically, the thing I've been struggling with in Bend, generally, is that it just feels like it was supposed to be a small town that inadvertently became a big city. And that's because I never wanted to build there. Like at the time I couldn't modify where the start was, where the city start was. So I had to be where River Delta was. And so I've never really loved Ben's location. So I wanted to build there so that I could earn enough tiles to get to Paradise Bay, which is where I wanted to build. And then people and myself ended up liking Bend. And yeah, so it's kind of a mess. Whoa, user error. Thank you for the gifted memberships over on YouTube. Appreciate you. You're from the West Coast. I'm endlessly frustrated with all of my smoothing of terrain. When you traveled to Denver and you finally saw why I was doing it. On the West Coast, we cut away and leave cliffs. Masticon. So there are two reasons why I do all the smoothing, or why I've done all the smoothing. Part of it is that, you're right. Part of it is in places where I've lived, they've done a lot of smoothing. But the other part was just that it looked bad. The texture was bad. But the texture is better now. And check this out. Just so you feel a little bit better about what we're going to be doing today. Where is it? There is some hold on. There's some blasting in this area. Is it right here? No, that's not it. No, it is right here. We don't smooth everything out either. We do stuff like this. So I get why you're uncomfortable with all of the smoothing. I'm also not super comfortable with all the smoothing. But the textures were so bad before that it made me feel like I had to do it. So now that it's better and I can do this, I'm going to do this. And this is right in this build. This is in this build area. So I feel like we've got to do it. We've got to do it. It's because we can't have lumpies and bumpies. No, I also hate lumpies and bumpies. You think I'm going to smooth it? You never know. Slay, how you doing, buddy? Hopefully you're doing well. Lumpies and bumpies are part of life. They are. Fight the urge. I'm well. Except for crashing. Outside of crashing, I'm well. If I could just play the game without crashing a little bit, I'd be so happy. Thankfully, we don't have to worry about that today. Oh. Hold on. Before we go any further. So I mentioned that Academic Unwinds added all these new features, and then I proceeded to not do anything with them. One of the things that's super important in this area and to this competition is the Military Ridge Trail. So we are going to import the foot and cycle paths and see. It says experimental, academic. I saw you in here. Do I need to be worried about this? You told me to save. Make the terrain respect you. Let me tell you, the next video is all about that. Hold on. I see one other thing. There. The next Magnolia County, I'm going to do some nasty things that people are going to say some things about. Military Ridge Trail, best trail? I've not actually spent any time on that. My wife would take issue with that. She's all about Ice Age Trail. She's all about the Ice Age Trail. If we were to move, the main requirement is direct access to the Ice Age Trail. When does the next Magnolia County come out? Well, I was going to record it yesterday, and then I ended up in the comment muck, and then I was going to record it this morning, but I crashed. So after the stream today, I'm going to record it. I may edit it over the weekend, and I'd love for it to come out early access Monday to everyone else on Tuesday. And then I'm going to record probably New Banff on Monday so that Brandon can take a crack at that. Because we gotta get Brandon Vainglorious a good project to work on. And I feel like New Banff is that project. Love to just start cranking them out. I have not been able to move fast without the editor. So yeah. Live stream recording again? When? Oh man. I don't know. New Banff next week. I also I got a whole bunch of things I want to do. Like I recorded the intro to a Town to City series, never recorded that. I picked up the new Anno DLC. That's a bunch of the Anno stuff it's basically just it's just visual stuff, and it all was really pretty. So I will want to do that too. Lots of little things. Look at that. Look at that. Just want to say, this is exactly why I like that the seed was planted. This is exactly why I like that the seed was planted. Really respect that. Thank you so much. Academic. Hold on. I gotta move myself. How do I move myself? I'm locked. Whoop, 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 whoop. There we go. Reason why foot and cycle paths are experimental is that it doesn't differentiate between the two yet. Should be okay to place though. However, you haven't implemented an undo button yet. Okay. Yeah, I'm literally locked into place in OBS. Otherwise, I inadvertently do stuff like this, and I wouldn't want to do that. So, you know, I can hop. I can become academic unwinds. I can even hide in chat. I can be like the sheep and find all sorts of places to hang out. But reasonably, I probably should just stay over here. The joy of OBS. The joy. You see what a sideways stream? I can do that. You need a sideways chair stream? Honestly, so since we're moving on from spicy topics, do you guys want to talk HOAs? Let me save this real quick. Because I have the weirdest story ever. Maybe ever is an exaggeration, but it's a pretty damn weird story. So I just saved this. We should be good. Let's try Academic Unwind's new features real quick, and then I'll tell you the story. So here's the cycle and footpaths. Querying. There should be one that forms right here. Oh, that's so sick. There it is. And then it's not fully there. Oh. That's funny. It went over the top of this road. You know, it's a little bit jank. But I think it might be good enough that I fix the oddities. Let me see what it would actually take to... Oh. I just go over it once and it fixes it. Okay. Oh, I changed the map size. Oh, you're right. Hold on. Yeah, you're right. I did 12 kilometers. So... All right, let's try attempt two. This is why you told me to save. We do it again. So it should be right about here in the valley, I believe. But we'll double check when it comes in. Interesting. Yeah, this looks more right. Hold on. Let's look. There's the trail in the real world, trees all the way around it. It's a little bit off, but I think it's good enough. Ooh, interesting. You can see that this is where the overpass is. It's actually completely perfect. My overlay is off. Wow, that's so cool. So cool. And we know how to fix it, so we're good. Academic. Nailed it. Yeah. Your message to me did stick in my head. It did. It is user error. I should have suspected user error. It usually is. I'm not looking straight down. That's true. It's still... If I move it over, I think that was the issue. It just shifted a bit. That's amazing. So let's see. That goes through... Gosh, what a cool trail. To go right through the heart of the community, right through downtown. You could stop at Buck and Honey's, grab a bite to eat, then go on the Military Ridge Trail. And look at this thing goes all the way to Madison. Wild. Because Madison's right over here. So that's super cool. Super cool. Roundabout is off now. Don't worry about that. Don't worry. We're going to live with a bit of imperfection. Okay. So. It is a rail to trail, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let me do the cleanup thing. So I'll just go over the top of these and then we'll save. And then we'll move on to the next one. So the next one, so academic. Our trees, did you remove the tree cap? What should we look forward to next? Rivers and creeks get carved out. Ooh. Save a V2? This is V3. We will save it for sure. We will save versions. Okay. Okay, version 3. Version 3 is saved. So now increased to 500,000. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's not that time yet. We're not doing that. Don't put water sources. Okay. Well, wait. Don't tempt me with a good time. Can I save and see what it does? I'm so desperately curious now. I'll do it off stream if you want. But now I'm so curious to know what it does. You don't let me play with the water for sure. Well, listen, Raven, if it crashes, then I think that we just throw this up there, and we have our crash counter. I can go for it. I can go for it. So okay. It's mostly just broken though. Okay, we'll do it last. It imported the trees, but it says I hit the limit again. So it went out here. Oh, there are a lot of trees that it imported. Unfortunately, it grabbed him. I don't really understand where I am. Okay, I know where I am now. So it's just kind of outside of the play area. Not a huge deal. I'll probably just I'll just paint a bunch of trees. Yes. Happily. Are those on the world map? Hold on. So here is our overlay. The world map. So you're talking about the outside of, okay. Here, oh yeah, it is. So these are on the world map out here. So there's two different map areas. So there's the gameplay area and the world map. So when you import a map, it's actually two separate things. So it did add trees out here. So how does that work? I didn't think that was possible. That's always been like a sticking point. Like you can't put them on the world map. That's cool. I also don't know what that means. Have I ever been bitten by a spider? You can't live in Wisconsin without being bitten by a spider. It's terrible. I hate it. Actually, my daughter was recently bitten by a spider. It's how we learned that she's allergic to those little bites. They got like this big around on her thigh. We had to take her in because we were pretty nervous about what we were seeing. We thought it was a tick. You're terrified of spiders? I'm not terrified of spiders. I'm terrified of snakes. I do not like snakes. Spiders I can live with. Dark, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Appreciate that. Very, very, very kind of you. Now you're scared of Wisconsin? Well, listen. Here's the cool thing about Wisconsin. Nothing that we have is venomous. So, well, actually, I take that back. We have wolf spiders. Okay, minus the wolf spiders. Nothing's venomous. So, like, if you see a snake, like when I lived in Los Angeles, the worst date I ever went on is I went on this hike, and a rattlesnake was across the trail, and my response was to go full Wisconsin be afraid of a rattlesnake and run away. And the date immediately ended. She's like, nope. And probably deserved that. You know, we don't have that kind of stuff here. We don't have that kind of stuff here. Scared me. You don't mind snakes and spiders? Earwigs freaked you out in your sandbox? I mean, I don't like them either. I still don't like those. Well, now that Twitch has been muted, now I can get back to work. I'm gonna save this as version 4. We'll just keep saving more and more versions. And then we'll continue down the list. Really curious about this parking lot thing. Oh my goodness. So are these just surfaces? So I can use the surface replacer. I don't know that I actually want them for this build. Oh, maybe I do. No, I don't know that I do. They're a little bit. So this is an OpenStreetMaps thing. OpenStreetMaps, it's amazing, but the data isn't always perfect. And this is one of those instances. So I'm going to skip this one. We'll skip this one. Wisconsin does have rattlesnakes. Forrest, why'd you have to tell me that? Now I never want to go to Devil's Lake ever again. Most of the time, the reason I don't want to go there is I'm just a curmudgeon and there's too many people. Too many people. Now I know that there are rattlesnakes there. Inze, thank you so much for the gifted sub. Appreciate you. That's super generous of you. OpenStreetMaps is bomb as long as the locals keep it updated. So one of the things that happens in the Madison area, the UW has mapathons. So if this is something that you ever have an interest in, let me actually, hold on. Let me see if I can find this. Well, that one's a long time ago. UW Madison. I don't know. Anyway, there are mapathons. Where basically you go there, you sit down. We have a state cartographer's office at the UW. And they just all day you sit down and you update OpenStreetMaps. They give you pizza and you do this and then they go out for happy hour afterwards. So if you ever have something like that in your area and you want to update OpenStreetMap, that's a way to do it. That's pretty fun. And you can meet people that have similar interests. What is the best service to subscribe to for following me? Whichever one you like the most. I don't know that one is better than the others. I think all of them you can get on the Discord, and then you get early access to videos when I have early access to videos. YouTube, you can comment early, so that's kind of fun. It's whatever you want to do. The new Master Plan Music album is amazing. You listen to it while biking along Cherry Creek. It's awesome. First time you chatted on my live stream. Build some of the best cities for the CS franchise. I appreciate that. But I will tell you, I am just an average builder. You know who is exceptional? Infrastructurist. And $2.20. Those are the two. Follow them. overcharged egg. But I will accept the kind words anyway. But I want to encourage you. Oh, and Canadian Moose. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So many good builders. So many good builders. I feel privileged to be mentioned in the same breath as them because I think that they are better. Marble Mountain is phenomenal. Dava, who we rated last time, my God, so good. So good. Academic. Land cover. What is land cover? What is land cover? And should I touch it? Oh, yes. Just Joe. Next level. First of all, I just love Joe. Just love Joe. Joe is such a nice guy. I've enjoyed chatting with him. Such a talented creator across the board. Just a creative mind. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love lemons too. Love lemons too. Paintbrushes. Oh. Well, now I feel like a dummy. It says you actually put in what it does. So this is gonna be we'll get to see the farms. Oh my goodness. Just a couple of paint spots. That's awesome. That's so cool. Oh man. So now I need to finish it. Oh, there it is. I get it. So you look, it's these couple of fields. Interesting. Very interesting. We'll get the climate and theme too. Again, not perfect, but it adds. I agree. I think it's worth doing. And because it's right inside of the project area and I can add to it, works for me. Here's some mods that you would recommend. Historical industrial zoning. King Blue Leo. BR Residential Medium Row. American Victorian. I just added that to Magnolia County. London Houses Pack. Glasgow Tenements. Historical US generic. Someone recommended that one. Australia Medium Density. I've been meaning to look at that one. Georgian Toll Row Housing. Vanilla Low Density. Residential Reworked. Looked at those. Those are very good. Baroque Building Set. EU Baroque. Interesting. Slums Pack. I didn't know that was a thing. Very interesting. Here's the problem. I need to copy that. I love some good recommendations. So I will take a look at that, especially since I crashed and I need to. You're guppying me away, and I'm gonna try to get back on track. But I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thank you. I am back. Okay. So let's save version 5. Because we're gonna do the thing that Academic told me was that I could do, but would create problems, and I've got to do it. Import water. Failed. Import terrain. This session, so water can be carved into it. Okay. Ooh. Okay, and now import water. Okay. Oh my goodness. Academic, dude. Oh my goodness. Once this feature works, this is going to be so sick. That stream is perfect looking. That's so cool. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I can see the vision too. Import water only an issue when you turn the water sources on. Ah. Hold on. So you're saying if I were to I don't know how to do this. Oh, water sim speed. Oh, I don't actually see the water. Is it just doing sea level stuff? I don't really understand what I'm looking at. Oh. On the mod, there's a check mark. Ooh. Okay. Imported 29 lakes, 40 waterways, 69 sources. Nice. Let's see. I don't. Okay, I resume. Crank the water sim speed. I don't see the issue. Oh, check the lake. The lake is still sad and empty. Well, so academic. I shouldn't take the water sources. Oh, there they are. Oh, they're so cute and small. That's adorable. That's way smaller than I would make them. I get it. We are making a new map. Oh, zoom closer. They're tiny. They're not producing water because they are not on a flat surface, you think. I just think that they're too small. Okay, let's experience. Well, let me see if I can. I don't have the water sources. Oh, I just touched it. I've made it very unhappy. Small suggestion for the streams: skip the water source. Instead, use terrain paint to imply the presence of water. Mix a lush and dry brush at 40 to 60. Works great. That is interesting. That's interesting. Maybe. I adjusted yeah, it did overflow. So here's what I think I'm going to do. I think I want to bring the water features mod into the game. Academic. Okay. I'm going to load version 5 again. I don't want the water sources, but I might. I really like this, the creeks. So I'm inclined to bring in the terrain. So bringing in the terrain doesn't give me the streams though, right? So if I deselect this and then I import the water, then it gives me the little streams. And it doesn't, oh, they're really deep. Yeah, water is incredibly frustrating in the game. Incredibly. Um, just so you guys know, I actually wanted to build a dam in New Banff, and I went to record the episode, and it was such a disaster. It's the only New Banff episode that I just completely scrapped and did something else. That's what we ended up with geothermal. Because the water simulation is such a mess. Creek Canyons? Indeed. I wonder how easy it would be for me to repair this. Not. Not easy at all. They're really deep. Okay. Let me try to fix the deepness and send you an update when you get home. You tried to fix the rivers. We're going downhill. You are next level. I appreciate that. Yeah, they look so good. And these ones are perfect. It's just like a couple of them that are weird. So it's not that many. So yeah, I will reload him without that. So good. So good. It's funny you mentioned that user error. No. I mean, I built what appears to be a dam, but it was all implied. I fudged a dam. I didn't actually build one because I couldn't get the dam to work there either. I tried. So yeah. Will New Banff get a national park tourism build? Yes. In fact, I want to commission another asset for that. Or two. Actually, there's probably two assets. One of them is going to make Raven really happy. Still working on that. The other one is a bigger project, and I probably got to talk to a number of asset creators to see what's actually possible. So yeah. Dams in CS1 and 2 have always confused you? Well, Henry, I feel like in CS1 they were predictable. CS2 they just kind of been a mess. Real quick before I dive into fixing the highway, which is what we're gonna do. Go through a little activity. Tame Jenna, thank you so much for the super chat. Might you make a tutorial on how to use that mod? Love my content. It's been a dream to be an urban planner because of me. Appreciate you. Thank you. Which mod? I missed this. I'm a little bit late. So I'd like to. I'm looking at YouTube activity. If there is a mod that you're looking for, I can't promise I'll do a dedicated video on it, but when I update my video, you never know. Have no idea which one it was. Maybe it was Network Multi-Tool, and that one I should make a video on. That one would actually deserve its own. Maybe that's it. You have a friend who wants to be an urban planner, but she is not sure how to go about it. For undergrad, you can do whatever you want. For grad school, there are accredited programs that go there. User error. Thank you again for the 10 gifted memberships. It's super generous of you. Squab, thank you so much for the jewels. Madtown Madison, thank you for the corgi and the jewels. Squab, again, thank you for the jewels 2 more times. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Drove past Banff on Wednesday and chuckled. The exit I changed to the Trans-Canada Highway. That's funny. You intend to do a master's in urban planning, although you have a bachelor's in audio visuals. Is that possible? Yes. When I went to grad school, I was one of 2 or 3 people who did undergrad in planning, and I was kind of the only thing it benefited me in. The only benefit it provided me was they allowed me to skip a bunch of classes. I graduated a half a year sooner. That was the only benefit. A lot of other people. Oh, I also got to take transportation engineering classes. Inzane, thank you for the gifted sub. Lord, thank you for the prime. Red Ginger again, thank you for the gifted subs. That's super generous of you. Frosted Century, thank you for the prime. McFuddlebutt, thank you for 18 months. Year and a half. Phil, thank you for the biddies. What happens on my phone stays on my iPhone, except you know what doesn't? I know. Although if you throw your iPhone across the room, you don't have to worry about it. I should probably bring that back just in case. Greetings from Western Washington. Welcome on in. What's the best way to build an academic CV so you have more chance of getting accepted? I don't know that. I'm trying to think back to when I applied. I mean, the GRE was the big thing for me. And then in my letter, I just talked about my passion for urban planning. So, I mean, you just have to write the letter and explain why you care. What makes you want to be an urban planner? What do you like about cities or small towns? Whatever your interest area is, explain the part of planning that you're interested in. That's a big thing. G2 Gregs, is there any way I can number the BAMF videos? You're having a hard time going in order. No, I'm not doing that. Thank you for the super chat. And that's not to shut you down. But hey, I'm going to do you one better. There's a new feature that I just got access to. Anyone who's on YouTube, I'll do it right now. I'm gonna make a new show called New Banff. I'll have no banner yet. I'll make it a serial. Okay. For your super chat, I just made a new series. I don't even know what this means. But I made a new series just right now. It doesn't do anything. So I might have to flip a switch somewhere, but basically, it's supposed to show up like it's a TV show now, and now it's in order. So I will figure this out, and that will be. It's serialized now, so it should have a number, and that should help. The reason I stopped adding the episode number is because when I removed it, more people watched the video. When you have the episode number, as long as I explain what I'm doing and don't have an episode number, it's less of a dissuasion to people to watch the video. And that's why I did it. You did hear serial. I'm trying to serialize things, and I'm failing at it, apparently. It should be another button that says series. I don't know why it's not working. Or shows. Maybe it's because I didn't add all the things that they require. Hold on. I'll add a couple more things. Dang it, it doesn't show up. Anyway, it is in here, all in order. This is an order. So, you know, that is the other way to watch. Now you're just hungry for cereal? Even making a playlist would be great. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, no, they're all in a playlist. I am meticulous about playlists because of that, and they're all in the right order in there. And I even reversed the order because I was told that I had it backwards. So, Post or Kellogg it. How are we gonna get a cereal? I don't even know. I like Golden Grams. What are those? Back to highways. You get why you wouldn't click on episode 43 randomly quickly, but it's also really annoying because now it just randomly stumble across 43 if something you missed the context. Click off and feel somewhat cheated. Well, so that's on me. That's on me to not. So basically, I need to make sure that whatever video I'm creating gives you enough context to, if you're watching and it's episode 43 and you've watched up until now, it should make sense to you. Like there should be I think some of the best shows out there, you get more out of it if you've watched a million episodes, but if you haven't, it still makes sense. And I think that is where I have failed. With the gigantic intros that you wouldn't get unless you've watched everything, like those are problematic. Just like what I just did is problematic. You're the same. If you click on an episode and it's a series you don't watch, because why would you start the show in season 3? Makes no sense. Yeah. So when I dropped the episode number, I added the episode number to the description, and I will unabashedly thank Urban Loon for that. Urban Loon started dropping the episode number in the description. I was like, oh, that's so smart. So smart. Why didn't I think to do that? So took that little lesson from Loon. But for my own benefit, I won't do it anymore. I think it doesn't make sense. What's my GPU and CPU? I have a 5090 and a 9950X3D. But you don't need that. I create content. It's overkill. I can't move up or down. You're still waiting for the next Town to City stream? Your fish are rotting in your stall? I know. And I want to do it. As soon as all of this stuff is done, that's what we're doing. Lenny, thank you for the gifted subs, buddy. Super generous of you. Move objects down and up alternate. Numpad 3 and 9. Oh, look at that. So everything's a little bit different in the editor. And I'm not in here enough to fully appreciate what those differences are. We getting fancy. Indeed. You have a 3060 and an i7 on your laptop. Chokes every time you play a session. Well, two things. The laptop is just different than the desktop variant of the same GPU. So that's one of the things, I think people always struggle with. I personally think it's wrong that NVIDIA gives them the same name. I think it's not right. But that's one of the big things. It's just not the same. What you know what? I'm going to bring these all. Oh, I brought them to terrain. I thought that was going to fix it. This road's supposed to go underneath. So I need to find a way to get this underneath. I also thought that I could move it, or find it in here. So I really wanted the eyedropper, and I don't have it. So that's one of the things that like keeps bugging me. Every time you hear this track, you expect to see a tilt shift time lapse in Grand Theft Auto. Where is the slope tool when you need it? When you need it, we have it. The real issue is I need to go down. And I should not have made that a bridge. My bad. There. It's a little jankified, but it's okay. We can live with it. We can live with it. What do I think about all the He's It payout nerfs? I don't know what you mean. Lord, what do you mean? And oh, I did not know. I did not realize that. I love that. Oh, you were talking to Vane. Okay. Forrest, you're gonna love it. You're gonna love it. Denver's a wonderful city. I had a really tough time leaving Denver. It was like, it was legitimately painful to leave Denver. It's a phenomenal place. I can love Wisconsin and also like really I could have seen myself in Denver forever. It's a great place. My only issue with Denver is one that you will experience. The lack of water, as someone who has lived the water life, is very, very, very challenging. I really struggled with that after a while. Is there a release date for Transport Fever 3? Sim, the moment that I have one, I will give it to you. But I do not know what it is. No. But I will tell you, it's interesting. Speaking of toxicity of comment sections, that was a video I thought about making, talking about the Paradox Transport Fever 3 thing, and I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna bow out of that video. That was as soon as I saw that topic, it was like, I know that one is not going to be a fun video. You missed the city tours as well. City tours aren't gone. City tours are contextual. So the next video will for certain have a city tour because it makes sense. But I realized I was just putting city tours in videos because that's what I do. And I feel like I should stop doing that. Like, do things because it makes sense, not because it's what you do. You know what I mean? The next MC City Tour is going to be so cool. I think some people are going to love it. Some people are going to go, I can't believe you just did that, because the scope of what I'm doing keeps increasing. God, I wish there was an undo button. Oh. Many regrets. So many regrets. Ring loves me. Thank you for 31 months. That's wild. When will you post your new series? You would like me to do a Transport Fever series? I plan on doing a Transport Fever series. I'm gonna do it as soon as the game comes out. Whenever they gave me access to the game. If they gave me access early, I would for sure make a Transport Fever 3 series. In fact, I almost wore my Transport Fever 3 shirt today because I am very excited about Transport Fever 3. But I'm less excited to make a series about Transport Fever 2. Mostly because it's super old at this point, and a lot of people were like, I don't know, it becomes less exciting. The things I want to do, like I want to learn how to play the game. Part of that's playing through story mode. Playing through a story mode for a game that's 6 years old, 7 years old, not super exciting. At least not for people to watch. Fun for me to do on my own. Looks like there's a new undo button mod. I will do it. Okay, Bangalores. Pin message. Hold on. Too many things. I am interviewing to be a transportation engineer at my local DOT. Any interview advice or career or career wise? Well, I've been on the panel for this job. And I interviewed people over the last few weeks. Best piece of advice I can give you is keep it professional. Understand that you're going to have people on your interview panel that don't know anything about your job, which might surprise you. But they always do that. They always have, they have subject matter experts, and then they have an HR person or another wild card. So when you're speaking, half of what they're testing is your ability to speak to someone who doesn't know anything about what you're doing, to see how you can interact with that person. So don't feel like you're talking down to people if you explain a complex thing. That's part of what you're doing. That's part of what you're supposed to be doing, is explaining that topic to someone who might not be well versed in that topic area. The big thing, just be yourself. It's super obvious to see when someone isn't being themselves. Research the questions beforehand. Read take a look at the job description. Make sure you're well versed in it. For a few of the people, the only knowledge that they're going to have is what they've read on that sheet. So you're at parity with them in terms of knowledge about the position. So if you don't read that, you're at a huge disadvantage. And I know that sounds basic, but the number of people who don't is far greater than you might realize. So yeah, good luck. That's the big thing I'd say is good luck. Move it causing trouble for me too. Hold on. Yes, but Move It works differently in the editor. So I don't know if this is an editor thing or what? Because Move It is different in the editor, and I'm not. Though I've made some maps, I am not Poplar Ponderosa and an absolute wizard. I would say that I am not a wizard. Also, oh my goodness, the amount of struggle that folks go through to make a map is impressive. Because things just don't work the way they do in the vanilla in game. It's painful, some of this stuff that doesn't work right. It feels broken. It's the only way I can describe it. Or incomplete. Maybe that's the better way of putting it. Oh my goodness. So basically what I'm trying to do is I want to get rid of that. This is what I want to do. I just want to make a nice overpass and have it go like this. And I just felt like I had to battle the game. I figured it out, but it's not as easy as it would be in the vanilla game. Love to hear it. Love to hear it. That's awesome. Finally. In game I'd be done already? Yeah. This is like I feel like half of my slowness has just been that it's really difficult to navigate around. Like things are just not where I expect them to be based on like normal experiences, and then like it just works differently. It's really unfortunate. I hope that the editor gets more love soon, because it's rough. It's very rough. I mentioned specifically once what a pain it is to upload a map to PDX mods. You figured out it couldn't be that bad, and then you tried for the first time? Okay. You know what's funny? A map is nothing compared to an asset. The whole reason why... So I started making that decal pack. The whole reason why I abandoned it... Didn't really... Well, okay. Abandon's the wrong word. The whole reason that I didn't do more with it is just straight up that it was way too much work to maintain it. So, like, Tygon was in here. The work that Tygon has gone through to upload things to Paradox mods, I don't think anyone appreciates just how rough it is. You have to have a PhD in uploading to do it. Greetings from Germany. Will you bring back city tours at the end of episodes? Really loved the transit tours in the old series. What if... Okay. You know what? Maybe. The whole reason why I stopped doing them, it has been fixed. The whole reason why I stopped doing them was for a time, there was so much flickering that I just couldn't... It made making the tours like really not fun. Like... really not fun, but that's mostly been resolved at this point. So I'll try one soon. I'll let you know. If it's not so painful, then yeah, but there's nothing worse. And I think that anyone in here who's made any sort of video content will attest to this. It was just really difficult to make those because it would flicker so much, and then you end up fighting the flicker more than you're actually coming up with the shots. And then you come up with the perfect shot, and you get the before but not the after, and it became so frustrating and such a barrier that I just didn't want to do it anymore. And then doing the static shots is super easy, but you can't really do a before and after as easily, or you can't make it as dynamic. So yeah, we'll see. See? Terrible. It was terrible and not fun. So I would end up spending legitimately spending more time getting those shots than recording and planning the video. And that's when it was like, I'm not doing that anymore. I gotta figure something else out. Like that is not a valuable use of my time. Like nobody cares that much about the city tour that they'd rather I not make the video because I'm spending all my time on the tour. And when I've not done it, like it's interesting. The tour, I think for people who like I really like making them when they work well. Like it's my favorite part of making the video. Because it gives me some appreciation for what happened too. But it has to work well. Whatever happened to the city reviews? The main thing was constant game updates. It made it really difficult to do. The more game updates that you have, the more issues there are. So like sometimes I would spend half a day getting a city to load appropriately, only to find out that there was nothing that was interesting enough for a video. So I would love to return to it. And maybe I could now that the updates don't kill everything. I mean, that was the other thing is you'd have an update and it would just break everything. So we'll see. We'll see once we get Brandon on board and can do a little bit more game planning for things. I could keep the story intros and tours for Saguda Beach, Magnolia County, but keep the lean video style for New Banff. I don't think I can. Because the intros, so there will still be a story. I still have character art and all that stuff. I need to do it differently though. And that it all comes down to, they were becoming a barrier for me making videos. Like I was struggling to make the video based on how I was going to fit it into a story. So I was not doing things because of that. So I need to like the next video for Magnolia County, the story doesn't exist. I will tell you that. In fact, here's what I say. When I founded Bend, I never imagined it becoming a big city, and because of that, I almost gave up on it entirely. The early urban design choices were questionable. Disconnected streets, repetitive assets, and worst of all, forcing a suburban roadway network straight into the heart of downtown. And I was ready to move on from the city entirely, but that's not how it works in the real world. Cities redevelop, reimagine, and reinvent themselves. But I don't have the patience for that today, so instead we're going to be taking a sledgehammer to Bend to make way for the city that was always meant to be. Inspired by the, let's call it, spirited grades of cities like Duluth, San Francisco, and Seattle, we're about to disrespect the topography for maximum realism. That is my intro. So that frames the whole episode, doesn't tell a story, but lets me do the thing that I really wanted to do. And that's what I was struggling with. Did I just flip on video voice? What is video voice? I didn't even realize I was doing it. Yeah, there's spoilers. If you were here, you get to know. So yeah, that was what I was struggling with. The intro was great. I appreciate that. So that's the kind of intro that I wasn't able to write before. And now I can. And it's because I have changed shoehorning a story in. And the other thing about that intro is that video, whether or not you've seen the 63 Magnolia County episodes before it or not, you can appreciate what the video is about and watch it anyway. So yeah, definitely has the voice. Public speaking voice. Slip right back into planner mode. Yeah, no, the story is going to be there when it makes sense. So I have the characters for Segunda Beach. The next Segunda Beach is going to have those characters. But rather than framing it where it's the characters talking about one another and talking to one another, I think the best way to frame it is, basically talking about it as a more generic development project in the story of the city, and framing it as a one-off conversation about how a specific type development occurs. And if you were there for all of them, you know who these characters are and what they're about, and why they might feel the way that they do about things. But you can still watch it if it's your first time. That's my goal. Will I get there? We'll see. Thank you for being on the journey. Getting 2 CPP streams a week now. Peanut, first of all, I have missed you. I've been missing. I've been missing in action, and I have not been getting enough Peanut time. Yes, probably next week as well. I gotta finish this map. I had the rest of the team check in and say, so how's it going? And I was like, do you know how slow I am at making maps and how scope creep impacts me? Just ridiculous. You've been notably missing me too. I will be more around. Hopefully starting next week. Actually, probably not next week. Next week is Vainglorious and I at Culver's week. Yeah, don't know scope creep at all. So Peanut. So this is the competition map. The whole area that I'm supposed to care about is right here. And I'm way over here. I don't even know what I'm doing over here. I don't know why I'm over here, but I am. I'm working on highways. Basically, by the end of this map will be a legitimate map that someone could build on if they want to. That was not the scope of this, but it is what it is. As long as Chuckles sticks around, I think Chuckles needs to move. Chuckles is getting too complacent in Magnolia County. I think once we get back to Segunda Beach, and the other thing is I need to figure out. So, okay. Magnolia County is not going to be Verde Beach, which goes on for 100+ episodes. I think I need to find a way to end it so I can start fresh on something new. But to end it, I have a whole series of things I'm supposed to do. So I got to do those things, and I'm going to do it bigly. I'm going to do big things. So yeah. Chuckles moves to New Banff. Well, no. We have a new city. We need to have like 1 or 2 things, not 3 or 4. Well, the Friends of Magnolia County will stand for it if I fulfill their requests first. So I need to do that quickly. I need to do it quickly. Of all the series I've done, which is the one I'm the most proud of? Segunda Beach. Or New Banff. No, it's New Banff now. New Banff, I mean, it's just, New Banff has been the most fun series because of the amount of interaction with everybody. So that's why I want to get back to it. But I feel like New Banff only works if I can do episode after episode after episode after episode. And I've not had the time to do that because of the lack of an editor. Like the only way that New Banff works is if I have an editor. The only way it works. Because otherwise I burn myself out. Would the new project be vanilla Mediterranean-esque series I previously mentioned? Yes. Yes. We actually, as I get distracted, we already started the playset. And it has 2026, so I have to do it this year. Very, very lean playset, and then assets. So yeah. Am I hiring an editor? Already hired the editor. The editor is the moderator, and the editor is going to be flying here this coming week. Looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good time. Vainglorious. So. So the funny thing about New Banff is it was actually when New Banff was working, when it was clicking, it was way less work than anything else that I've ever put out on the channel. Way less work. And the main reason for that, and now, well, call back to the last stream. You guys told me to get Focus Friend. So I should be able to pull up Focus Friend, start focusing, set my timer, do my recording, and then after that, toss it off to the editor. And the cool thing about that is ideally, New Banff opens up 4 to 5 hours a day for me to do other things. And the other things that I wanted to do, ooh, Mulligan's in here. The other thing that opens me up to do is these other weird projects that I want to work on. Like I had the next zoning out video 100% recorded, and I just have not been able to pull it together into a video. And it's such a mess that there's no way that I could hand it off to someone else. I just need to have the time to edit it myself. So yeah. The OG mod makes their presence known. Indeed. By the way, I don't know if you noticed, I just slid Brandon in as a moderator on the Discord. And I didn't really say anything. I just did it. Ooh, I was scared for a second. I was like, what is this? Thought I was about to play some Mac DeMarco. I made the mistake of on my City Planner Plays Spotify playing Mac DeMarco and Leon Thomas, and that could end up playing it on stream be a problem. I agree. Mac DeMarco is your absolute favorite? Oh, I love Mac DeMarco. Could listen to Mac DeMarco every day. Hold on. You're gonna tempt me with that? It's actually not in the playset. Never mind. I was gonna play the song, but I don't know where it is. Saw him for a few weeks ago. Live. As a broke college student, is definitely your best financial choice. Listen, here's what I will say, Henry. It is, once you become an adult. By the way, that reminds me of a Mac DeMarco album cover. When you get into full adult landia and you have the money to do these things, then you don't have the time. So I think if you can figure it out and swing it, this is not financial advice, but also life advice. Do the things while you're young and you can, and you have the time. because you'll get old and you won't have the time. You'll have the money and you won't have the time. And then you'll kick yourself. You'll go, why didn't I do that thing when I could? Yeah, it was stressful financially. Yes, I had to eat ramen. But also, if I suggest to my wife that we eat ramen so that I could go do something right now, she would tell me that I'm insane. Like, when you have you either have money or time. If you have both, well, I mean, then you're really rich, I guess. That's actual rich. Is Mac DeMarco like an old people thing? No. Not if she gets to do something for herself whilst you eat ramen after. True. That is true. We do pretty good about that. I think she's actually gone all Sunday to do that. So I guess that means I get to go to Mac DeMarco. Maybe that's bad advice. And also, we do make ramen. It's just not the kind of ramen I would have made all them years ago. The ramen that we make now, it's still very inexpensive, but just much higher quality. I feel like I've learned a lot about cooking. Money can buy time. My brother-in-law always talks about that. So he, just like huge entrepreneur, like just the kind of person who's constantly thinking about maximizing their time, and brilliant guy. I feel like I'm not as good at that as he is. It's a tough thing. Just so you guys know what I'm doing, I am trying. This is the thing I was struggling with before. It's an editor thing. Basically, I'm finding this alley. I don't even know that it should be an alley. It probably just should be a road. But basically, it's a one-way alley, and I'm changing whether or not it has key walls so that I have that nice, gentle, like, progression. So I'm adding keys to this node, or trying, and failing. Failing, then losing my nodes, and then I probably just need to draw them in. Yeah. If I would have done this, it's all a learning thing. It's all a learning thing. There. Now it's nice. Money really can buy time. Yeah. So my brother-in-law, what he says is anything that you, especially like if you have a small business that you work on, or if you're self-employed, whatever you don't enjoy doing, you should spend whatever it takes to spend the time it takes to find the person to do the thing that you don't want to do, that you're not good at, so you can do the creative thing that is your passion. And on principle, I super agree. The difficulty is, it's like finding a mechanic or a plumber. Like that in and of itself is a skill, and I am bad at it. I feel I am very bad at that being able to find that person. Finding Brandon was very challenging, and he was right there. I know. He's listening. Be like, yeah. What am I building? We're building an overpass over this highway so that we can sink the highway into the ground and go over the top of it. And this is Mount Horeb, Wisconsin. It's a real place. We're recreating this. Basically, it's not one for one. It's actually a little bit... We took some liberties, so it's more buildable, but it's close. Your husband has severe food intolerances, and you basically have to make all his food from scratch. It's incredibly complex to manage. That probably wasn't for me, but I can imagine. Academic. Well, thank you again for all the work on this mod. It's been amazing. Hopefully you have a good weekend. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the help. Seriously, it's been huge. Just joined, and the first thing you hear is me laughing. That happens. I don't know. It could be. Hold on. Let me take a quick momentary break. Brandon, what's it doing? Oh, shoot. I screwed it up enough that I it's gonna take me a second. It's not popping up for you? It might be broken. Give me 2 seconds. Okay, I'm in. Now let's see if I... Oh, I'm screwing everything up. I'm screwing everything up, Brandon. You're gonna get you'll get a front row seat to the mess soon. It's almost... I'm nervous that... Well, I'm not even... It seems like my internet's down. I'm not... You guys still see me, right? I can't load a website. Yep. Okay. That's good. That makes me feel good. I have no idea what's wrong. So fourth wall generally isn't working for me. cityplannerplays.com is down as well. So yeah, I think fourth wall might be down. Yep. Nope, can't see me. That's when I end up like, getting real close. Seems okay on the user end, working for you? I don't know what's going on. Hold on. Works perfectly on my phone. Okay. My website is up for you. It's just a me thing, and I can't fix it as a result. Now it's working. All right, hold on. Okay. Okay. Says it should work. I'm going to turn it off and turn it back on. There we go. We'll see. Oh, there are new features. There is something called a merch train. I'll enable that too. I have no idea what that is. Hold on. I can enable all the new features. Maybe this is why it's not working. Okay, and let's see if there's anything else. That's it. So fingers crossed. I've had lots of issues. So I love Fourth Wall to the point that I've been approached by another merch provider and declined. But it also just like randomly breaks, and there's no way for me to tell that it's breaking. And more things are okay. There are other things that are broken. I'm seeing it now. All right. Sorry. Follow your brother's advice and take the time to find someone to do your website stuff for you. So I don't mind doing that stuff. If there were anything that I would have people take off my plate, the worst part of working for yourself is taxes. Not because I don't like paying taxes. I think it's actually my background. I think taxes are great and important. But figuring them all out sucks, and it's not fun. And I would greatly prefer to have someone work on that. And I've tried to find people to work on that, and it's just never been perfect. Yeah, taxes are not fun. And I feel like it's just, gosh. Oh, no, it's good. It's good. Oh, no, that's too low. That's been like the biggest struggle. So I'm going to slope in between these points. So I just want these to be reasonable. That looks like it's like kind of reasonable. And then I'll just slope in between these. Gotta love taxes. Well, the thing is, taxes are important. You got to do taxes. You don't want to end up Wesley Snipesing around or something like that. So I don't want that to be a thing. But also, I just think it should be easier. That's all. Like, you don't realize how many things like your employer takes care of until you have to do it yourself. And you're like, this all sucks. And it's not fun. And it's difficult. Doesn't AI help with taxes these days? I mean, there are some things I will trust AI to help with. And there are many things I will not. Because I will ask, you can ask an AI, I'm doing XYZ in Final Cut. How do I get this right? And it will hallucinate something that's false confidently. So with something as important as your taxes, your CPA is the only person that you should trust. Unless, of course, you happen to be really good at that and have special interest in doing taxes independently. So yeah, I wouldn't trust AI to do taxes. The only thing I trust AI to do in that space is help me with QuickBooks. Like asking how to do something in QuickBooks seems like looking at the QuickBooks instructions. That's about the best that you could hope for. You want the software that doesn't know how many E's in 17 to help you out of jail with the IRS? Listen, I don't like QuickBooks. QuickBooks has a monopoly that is difficult to escape. Insanely difficult to escape. And I feel trapped by QuickBooks. I can simultaneously hate QuickBooks and think that I need it. You still don't understand why your government doesn't send you a bill for taxes? Well, that one's super easy. It's lobbying. Oh no. Oh, we just ignore that, folks. Oh, move it's toast. I gotta save it and reload. So you see, I'm going over nodes, and it is highlighting some. What is up with that node? Bizarre. So for some reason, these roads right here are just not allowing me to do anything with them. Yeah, move it sometimes will lead you into this spot where it just kind of stops. And I think I might be there. And now I'm rolling the dice, the crashing dice. We're going to do it anyway. Because I'm actually making some progress. Editor crashes for you all the time, even when you're not using Move It. Yeah. The editor is a special place. It really is. I really respect people who spend a lot of time in the editor because it is tough. It is tough. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. There we go. That one's good. And now I can do this one. We narrowly avoided the need to restart. I don't know how we got away with that. Yeah, we're gonna call that good enough. Yeah, good enough. Never tried making maps in the editor though. Should give it a shot. If you haven't. So the cool thing about the editor is if you make a good map and you release it and people start to use it, like that's such a cool feeling. It's such a cool feeling to have something that you spent a whole bunch of time on, have people use it. The other thing that's super cool is just the feeling of creating a map and then building your own city on it. It's difficult to explain how different it feels. A good map is everything. It's fun to build on other people's maps too, but when you do it yourself, there's just a different level of pride that you have. At least I do. I don't know. That's one of the reasons I enjoy working on my own maps. Ever since Nicolay Bay, like it was just kind of infectious to make your own map and build on it. Worth noting, the editor has stuff the game doesn't, and the game has stuff the editor doesn't. Running a mod that's built for the game side and then using it in the editor is what causes frequent crash. So you only recommend using mods that you know are designed specifically for the editor. Oh, I should ask. I don't think I've ever asked Luca. You know, Network Tools is in here. Was it meant to be used in the editor? I don't really. I would imagine, but I don't really know. And then find it. I have find it in the mod set, but it's not actually doing anything. So that could be part of the issue. You always use the editor with code mods disabled. Well, so I have a very slight, very thin map making mod set, but I added stuff to it. So some things you kind of need. Like the addresses and namings mod. The only way that you can rename streets in the editor is to have that mod. But there are other things like even better save list. I don't know why that's in there. Find it probably shouldn't be there. Grass sprites probably shouldn't be there. Yeah, that could be part of the issue. I'll turn it down. I will. Poplar, is there anything in there that you know is sketchy? Do I have any sketchy mods in there based on what you just saw? Asset icon library always causes issues. So, okay. The reason that I added that one in there was find it. So that's probably one of them. Am I going to make an editor tutorial someday? No. There's zero chance. If you want to see a great tutorial for map making, I've said it before, I'll say it again. The best one, the one that I refer to every single time, is from Ancient Swan. I have nothing of value to add to the topic, so there's no need for me to make it. I would just recommend you check out Ancient Swan's map making tutorial because it's still the gold standard. It's that good. Can you see again? Yeah. So I think I should probably turn off grass sprites. I can't even see them in there. Asset icon library is nice when looking through assets. No, it was ancient like old swan, Ancient Swan. Yeah, and Const is right. Absolutely hilarious. I could put out a video reacting to that map making tutorial and plug their video. No, so we talked about ethics at the start of the stream. I feel like reaction videos are unethical. It's the main reason I won't do it unless it's a trailer. Oh, hold on. Is that better? Sorry about that, Poplar. So I think, can we do reaction videos about AI? Should cancel each other out? Oh my God. How am I using these mods in the editor like Move It or Network Tools? Move It, I'm using hotkeys. Network Tools just shows up as a button. React to my own editor tutorial. Self-reaction is okay. I will, maybe I should react to some of my old City Skylines 2 videos. You'd watch me reacting to Bluffside Crossing 1? Oh. God, that video is so bad. It's so painful to watch. If I didn't think that it was valuable for other creators to see that video, I would get rid of it because it's so bad. Looks fine. Never used North American overall. So I'm using that right here. All it is the yellow line. So I think that's probably okay. I think find it seems like the one that I probably should remove the most. Like it's not a wise one to have in the list. The yellow line is everything. It's a must for you. Same. It's a small thing that's so big. Do I still have my raw footage? I'm gonna say no. Oh, hold on. It's so messy. I'll show you my shame. Maybe I deleted it. Oh my goodness. So there's just a folder that's called old somewhere. That's just like, oh, it's just this. So when I first started out, I didn't organize my files. So there's just like, I don't know what this is. Oh, this is an ad. My first ad. Oh, a video I don't know if, maybe I released that one. Yeah, I didn't actually organize things. I just had a big folder and I deleted half my footage. So I'd record a video and I would immediately delete the footage. And then I made my own Unraid server and it corrupted all my video files. So I think the earliest footage that I actually still have, Verde Beach 53. And then a bunch of other random stuff. So yeah, it's pretty disappointing. I did not do a good job. Very disappointing. Risky clicks. I don't think I did anything that crazy. Here's the thing. As of Tuesday, Brandon will have access to all this stuff. So if I have anything crazy in here, he's going to find it and go, oh my goodness, what is this? And I've gotten a lot better over the years in organizing things, like Magnolia County, all the way going back, organized well, except for renaming it different things. So I've gotten better. And this is when data hoarding became a problem, when I started getting organized. So yeah, even Clearwater County, I just have a bunch of random junk when I wasn't organizing things. And then I finally started around episode 15. Very, very, very disappointed in myself. Indeed. And the NDA prevents you from telling. Guppy Supercut. All that is a stream. You get a sick blooper reel? Well, probably. Problem is, none of it's organized. It is if I were a little bit better about data hoarding, I'd probably just go through I have all the archives of everything. Like, well, and a bunch of stuff that needs to be organized. I think, hold on, as I continue to mess around, I have all of these organized well. For most of them. I think, oh, there it is. Yeah. I still have, like, I have my raw export, so I have this still. This is what AI should be used for. Going through my server and randomly deleting files is probably what it would do. You're not seeing interchanges? Interchange. This is actually the thumbnail. Oh, no, it's not. We didn't do that one, and we're not going to. There's the thumbnail. I guess we could do this one. There's a renaming tool on Windows Power Tools. Yeah, I should. Maybe that's a project. No, I don't want to scare him away yet. Help me come up with a better way to rename things so it makes sense. I don't want to scare you away, Brandon, so we're not going to do that. We won't take that project on. It's a big one, though. It's a mess. You notice I like to have public transportation as free or cheap in my builds. However, in real life, this move isn't realistic as resources have to be paid for in the way of taxes. As you pride on being realistic, how come I don't raise taxes on cities to implement these policies? That is a great question. Two things. Free public transportation is incredibly realistic. There are places who are actively doing this. The problem, one of the big problems, I think, with that view is it's rooted in this belief that it's fair to make people pay for the cost of public transportation. And by having a fee for the service, you're making it more like vehicles. But the problem is we subsidize the cost of vehicles to an extent that we don't really think about. And people just accept as fair. It's fair that we subsidize the cost of a motor vehicle because more people use it. But is that the chicken or the egg? Is it more people using it because we're subsidizing it, or are more people using it just because more people use it? Maybe it's a little of both, but it's also still heavily subsidized. So the big problem is that the cost of a fare, the cost of a ride. So let's say that the total cost of a transit trip, let's say it's actually $10 for that person. So if, let's just say that 90% of that cost is going to exist regardless of whether or not the person pays the fare, wouldn't we as the city or as the region rather just get someone around on that vehicle, on that transit vehicle, rather than have a modest fee that doesn't cover most of the cost of that ride anyway? That's what some cities are deciding. So Kansas City, Missouri, I believe, Jefferson County there, they've made a values call that small fee isn't worth it. They said, we're already subsidizing that bus driver and that bus. We're still going to be paying 90% of the cost of this, no matter what. So we might as well make the bus free for the fare. And now that you've made it fare free, now anyone who needs to use it can use it. And it really hasn't cost the city all that much more than they were already paying. And if there are people who will now decide to go and take the bus that maybe wouldn't have given it a shot before, well, now you've really won because you've removed someone from the road, and maintaining that road costs a ton. So when I make the fares what I make them, it is idealistic, but it's also rooted in some reality that reasonably charging the fare is pretty silly. I personally think that transit fares are kind of silly because they don't generate that much revenue. And if you ever question that, all the information's available. I would highly recommend you pull up your transit system's budget and see how much of their overall revenue comes from fares versus all other sources, because it would shock you. The fare is not that important in terms of their overall budget. And that is why I do what I do. Hopefully that makes sense. That's only true in America where the fare box recovery is low. Okay, that is fair. That is fair. I will say that is super fair. But how do you get people on the bus? And I think that's another good question. You make the fare much lower. Now you can get people more used to using transit, then maybe you can have a fare. It's not to say that fare free is the only way to go, but I think that in the current state of affairs, it doesn't make sense to not do it. That's my take on it. In India, fares are based on distances. Not sure about the US. Yeah, they are. So there are. Well, it depends on the mode of transportation. So in Madison, for instance, we don't have fare zones at all. In Denver, when I lived there were fare zones for light rail only and commuter rail. Based on the number of zones that you were in, it would cost different amounts. So it depends. Buses in Madison on the bus, you could get a transfer and just keep transferring around indefinitely as long as you were doing it frequently enough. So you need a public transit culture before fares make money. Agreed, VW. Yeah, agreed. In Brazil, it's just abusively high. Well, are they doing well? I guess I don't know much about public transportation in Brazil, but I'm curious. Are they doing that because it's the primary option, or is it just like because they can get away with it and people have no other option? That's what they're doing. Because when I sent a package to Brazil, I felt like the fees were abusively high, for sure. Don't get you started on the UK's transit costs. I mean, the UK though. When I made that subway builder video, which by the way, for anyone who's wondering, I'll get in a second. When I made the subway builder video, there were so many people from the UK that said, if trains were as slow as they were in my video, there would be a riot, because the expectations are so much higher there. So if that is the case in London in particular, the expectation is that service is really high quality. That's going to cost a lot. Might not be a bad thing. It just is a reality. Zone fare. Mexico City, Metro and BRT is 6 pesos, 34 cents. It's hard to, you need to know how much that translates to in terms of, I guess, the local. It's hard to say that that's expensive or cheap without knowing how much people make in a week, for instance. So yeah. In Dubai, they use zones for metro, but for buses and taxis have a set fare. It sounds very similar to what we do in many of the cities here too. It's absurdly costly to have a car, so most of the blue collars depend on public transit. So it sounds like they're basically charging it sounds like they're charging what they can because they can, which sucks. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. That's definitely not right. Wait, what? 25-minute ride from your town into London costs $28 return. That does not include the tube. It's 38. That's insane. I mean, that's priced like they're basically just telling you don't come here. That's what that price means to me. That's good for tourists, not for every day. That's crazy. That's not sustainable in my opinion. That also, I mean, I don't understand pricing transit like that. I mean, that my job in Madison, part of my job was transportation demand management. And I know that London does a lot of that. But the way that we did that, I mean, we wanted people on transit. I mean, I worked for the City of Madison Department of Transportation, and we owned the transit system. So we owned the transit system, and we owned the public parking lots and the public parking ramps. So this weird conflict where we were struggling losing money on parking ramps and also trying to get people out of driving. So we would raise the fees in the parking lots to get people on the transit, but you would never try to dissuade people from using public transit. That to me is the part I don't really understand. The only thing that was tough is, you know, you do have fixed costs and you do have to pay for those. But again, you never want to dissuade people from using transit. So I don't really understand what they're charging. You appreciate the use of parking ramps? Is there another term for them? I know I think that's a weird thing that we do in Madison. I don't even think it's a Wisconsin thing. I think it's a Madison thing. Your bad is 20 from DC to New York City on Amtrak is $20. See, that sounds reasonable to me though. I mean, that's two major cities going from one to the other, and that's still like, there's no way that you could get there in a car for that price. So the only thing I could think of is that trip in a car would be 10 times more. So it's still cheaper to pay the 28 pounds than it would be to drive. And if that's the case, that's probably why they're charging what they're charging, because they're still saying it's still a better deal than driving your car. Y'all are making me appreciate my small town. County has 125. Your suburb is about 10,000. But countrymen of the university, there's a free bus line connecting a lot of major points. There are many reasons to like a smaller community. But you know, it's the thing. My wife and I have talked about that. Like, if we were to, like, I'm from a smaller town. And you know, we've talked like, what would it look like to live in a smaller community? There's an opportunity cost. That's the big thing. Like, if you can get beyond that, it can work. And if you're a big fish in a small pond, it's kind of like the best of all worlds. But the opportunity cost is real. So that's the thing that's tough. It's Montana, so very spread out. Montana's expensive though too. I had a buddy whose brother lived in Montana. He said it was incredibly expensive. Billings, anyway. I don't know if maybe Billings is the most expensive place. So, how common is it for big touristy cities to have higher tourist fares while discounting to residents to promote ridership? I would think that that's very uncommon. For transit anyway. I would think that if there's going to be anything to help residents, it would be like parking fees, or having a room tax is pretty common. And then not having those sorts of things for residents. But a lot of times the way that residents are compensated is in hopefully in helping to pay for the cost of living. Hopefully that they're able to make enough. But having grown up in an area that was a tourist area, that is not the case all the time. DC Metro is fairly reasonable. $225 to $675 one way, plus there are discounts for some people. They have free weekend parking. It sounds totally reasonable to me. You love how the highway's looking? I'm not sure if you're making fun of me or not. I'm also not sure how this looks in the real world. I've been freestyling. I think I've done some not realistic things, but I think I'm going to keep doing it. At a certain point, you kind of just need to do the thing that makes it make sense to you. Yeah, I could compare it to Google Earth, couldn't I? Hold on. I'm lost. Okay, there it is. So we are working on this one right here. So it's built up. So you can see that we're above the homes. So my guess is what they did. So it's cut into the hills here, so this should be lower. They probably took this and pushed it over here. That's the ideal. And then yeah. So it's I need to force this to ground level. So basically doing this. And then I'll do grading to make it look good. It feels it's funny. It feels like it's much more extreme than it is in the real world, but I don't know that it actually is. It's not as hilly as in the game. I think it is very hilly. It's just difficult to tell from this vantage point. Because you could see like these are all up, built up. Like this goes quite a ways down. It's difficult to tell. I mean, like those are way below the highway. Like those homes are actually like from the highway, we're at roof level for that house. So is it off? I think I probably need to drop this down and not go up as high. But then when we get over here, we would kind of be at roof level for some of these homes. It's just a really weird topography. And then this right here is supposed to be cutting in. So I could probably fix that. By doing that. But this probably should be lower. Like that. Now, yeah, yeah, that's, I feel like that kind of fixes it. Okay, hold on, hold on. Okay, so yeah, now that's probably better. Now we're kind of cutting in on the sides like it is in. I think we could probably go even lower. It seems like it's still bumping up a little bit, like it shouldn't be, because this is like incredibly flat. So yeah, it's amazing. You start to realize just how much earthwork gets done to make these happen. And to make this happen, you got to carve in a whole bunch. Maybe we went a little bit low there, but it's relatively flat then. Yeah. Cutting the next cell too, yeah. Wait a minute. 173 forecast next Wednesday. Oh, wait, Brandon, are you talking about the all of our smoke? You talking about, yeah, the air quality, yeah. So I don't think I told you how bad it actually was today, Brandon. When I woke up, it was 280. It was straight up hazardous. 288? Really like next level bad. I went to take the dogs out and I immediately got a headache the moment I walked outside. It was next level. It's so smoky out, you can't really see that far ahead. It's bad. For anyone who has asthma or any sort of breathing issue, I feel terrible for them. I saw a guy biking and he's wearing a mask and biking, and I just like, oh my goodness, dude. I hope that there's another alternative, because that's not what I'd want to be doing today. You wish you could play CS2? Yeah. Culvers will make it better. Well, Culvers will be extra smoky, so that's good. And we're not too far away from a Culver's here, so for lunch for sure. My wife told me there's one place I have to take you. The best sandwich she's ever had in Madison, which is apparently close. And then I'm forcing you to have dinner with us one night. I'm hoping that it's not too terrible, so we can just grill out and hang out. You can meet the girls and hang out with Lauren and you know, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. Super fog? Yeah. You stop talking about Culver's? It's Friday. Friday is Culver's Day. As a Texan, you're in love with Culver's cheese curds? I mean, that's when I was in Colorado, there was only one Culver's. I had to drive a long ways to get to it. And I would do it just for the cheese curds. It was worthwhile. Never stop talking about Culver's. What kind of mask do you need for that air quality? Probably an N95. It's bad. It's real bad. It depends on if you're. So up until today, they talked about sensitive groups needing a mask. Today they just said stay inside. So yeah, it's just bad today. It's just bad. Well, don't feel too sorry for us. I feel sorry for those that are actually directly impacted. We are experiencing, like in Wisconsin, we are experiencing the effects of fires that are actually impacting folks in Canada and northern Minnesota. So for anyone who's actually impacted, those are the folks I feel sorry for. It sucks for us. I mean, my kids would obviously much rather be outside. The dogs aren't happy. But I can stay inside and it doesn't really impact me. I feel bad for people who are actually impacted. Okay. So what I try to do here is just make it seem like we blasted a bit. And then we'll fill in right here. That's pretty good. Pretty good. Good enough anyway. Hold on. It's dipping down right here, and I'm not sure why. See if I can get this thing fixed. There we go. Oh, so satisfying when you actually when you finally get it to be the way that you want it to be. The other thing, so there are some weird janky curves, and I wonder if I were just to use the connect tools, if I can make it better. But I just sometimes, I mean, that this is pretty good. Going harder is not going to make it necessarily better. This unfortunately just might be the new normal with wildfires and smoke. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, 2023 was when we had the worst air quality in the state before this, and I thought that was like exceptional, like won't experience this again for a long time, and now we've surpassed it. So it feels like this is just it. It makes me wonder, for folks north of us, Steve, like in Thunder Bay or something, how bad it must be more regularly. Because I just can't imagine that being the normal. This is the worst air quality in your lifetime so far? Yeah. No, that is my fear, that it is so far. And at least we have a reprieve coming, I think. They made it, well, it was actually supposed to get better yesterday. I wonder. I'm trying to blind you guys by looking at the official government website that doesn't actually work. Did it. Nailed it. Okay. It has significantly improved. Yeah. So the air is significantly better, but still toxic, basically. Yeah, awesome, love it. Super hot and disgusting from an air quality standpoint. Maybe it'll shift. Maybe it'll shift. Look at that. If you were in International Falls or Thunder Bay, like you're just having you're having a real terrible time. What we are experiencing stinks. Not nearly as bad as Milwaukee, and not nearly as bad as some of those places in Canada. Sault Ste. Marie, Detroit. And I didn't realize that it's actually worse in Ohio than here. Like we are at it stinks here. But like this whole area, oh my goodness, even DC. Wow. It's wild. Wild. Sorry. Ohio is really bad? Wow. Thank you for the raid, guys. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. Raiders. How you doing? What were you up to? We are building a map, but I get distracted. Checked in where you live, a meager 44. 44 is like normal pollution. That's okay. What is the map going to be called? Mount Horeb. We're building this for a competition where you will have the opportunity to design a neighborhood right here, and it could get built in real life, which is kind of mind-blowing to me still. But before we get to that, I've got to finish up the map. And it's been a slow process, but I will tell you, without the help of Academic Unwinds, this would have taken 300 years. Academic Unwinds made a mod that allowed me to import all of this directly into the map editor. Peanut, I don't know if you're still here. If you are, Peanut, you got to look at this mod at some point. It is the most mind-blowing map editor mod I've ever seen. Hold on. Let me show you this, Peanut. We're gonna start over. I'm gonna make the map in a few seconds flat. So I've got my latitude and longitude in here. I decided to go a little bit smaller, so it's not real world scale, but it tells you what the real world scale is. Import the terrain, grabs it directly in the map editor from OpenStreetMaps. Grab the roads. You can do that too. Just plugs those all in. You can keep the hierarchy, I guess. I didn't do that. We can also grab trees. Boom, trees come in. Then grab. It's getting up to 500,000 trees. It's going to take a second. Hold on. We're halfway there. Yeah, it's an unreleased mod. Still going. We got more to do. Very nice to see. Yeah, this is like next level. This is like something I've always wanted. So Academic Unwinds has been just plugging away at this in their free time. Super helpful. Flat Playing Gary, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs. It's super generous of you. There's the paths. Super. I appreciate that. I'm going to go through all the activities soon. Parking lots. So let's see, where's the town? There's the full community. There's the parking lots. They're working on water. But if you click import water, it throws in all the streams. And then you can do land cover, which are like farms. And it uses the new surface tools to paint in the farms. And then you can import the climate and theme. They're still working on the mod. This is version 0.2. And there's still more work to do. But the fact that I could put this together that quickly and have this as the starting point, just mind-blowing. Just mind-blowing. How's the music coming along? I'll be honest, it has not come along. It is not. I have not been able to do much with it as of late. So yeah, super cool. One more thing though. Hold on. I want to do one more thing. I want to see. So you can preserve hierarchy. I have not tried that yet. So we'll import the terrain, and then I want to import the roads with hierarchy. Oh my God. This makes me want to start over. We're not gonna start over. But do you see what it did? The hierarchy's a little bit off, so I don't feel too bad. And I'd have to delete some stuff. But it gave it a good honest try. And now the highway's right. Did some interesting things. So that is experimental. But he's still working on it. Super cool. Yeah. Now the highway's right. Well, you know, it's not all right. Wonky nodes. Looks like one of your builds. Well, ideally, I could just, well, that's not going to work. I thought maybe I could bring it to, oh my goodness. The names are right. Oh, that's super cool. Oh, I didn't see that. Oh, that makes me super sad. Not all of them are right. Where the nodes are broken, but where they're not, like this is Main Street, Front Street, Lincoln Street, Garfield, Academic. Maybe that's not right. Super cool. I noticed it because the highway. This is 18151. So if some of those things could be ironed out, that's super cool. Yeah, named roads. That right there does it for me. That being able to take all this in, it's like a dream. That would be a dream. Well, I can fix potholes now. Look at this. You want to know how potholes get filled in? Move it. That's how. Just a little bit of move it magic and all the potholes are fixed. That kind of move it magic too. Don't worry about it. Guys, told myself I was going to work on Magnolia County. Now it's 3:30 and it's too late to do a lot. So here's what we're going to do. I got a lot done. We are going to keep plugging away at this next week. Probably do Wednesday, Friday again. We're making progress. It's slow progress, but it's honest work. It is looking better. I might, next week though, I think I just might need to prioritize getting the things that actually matter done. Whatever Academic does to progress this, I'll continue to incorporate their mods. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. This is just sick. This is the belt line. That's wild. It's all in there. It's all in there. Wow. Anyway, before I get too distracted, we'll prioritize getting this area around here built. I think that's ultimately like, as long as I have, so basically I was talking to Poplar a little bit about this. What we're going to need to do is get this to a point where I can take this into the game. And then I need to make a save where I plop all these buildings around here so that you guys can actually start to build around here. I just want there to be some traffic, and I want the community to be recognizable. So when this is presented to city officials, they go, oh yeah, that's Main Street. Oh yeah, I know where that is. Because I think right now it's still a little bit hard. So once we get to that point, I'll feel good about doing more and moving forward. So yeah. Phil, have a good one. Thank you for being here. And hold on. Charm, thank you for the Prime. Lucen, thank you for the 5 months of Prime. Phil, thank you for the biddies. In Germany, the yellow lines overruled white lines on the street and marked construction sites. Other temporary changes of traffic. Seeing a yellow line all times would drive you insane. It's just on the outside for us. Those you can't cross those. The white line you can cross. Or is it the opposite? I'm thinking backwards. What am I doing? Yeah. Will the presentation be public? Yeah. Yes. And if it's not, I will make a video out of it. Gers, thank you for the 2 months of Prime. Bill Thursday, thank you for the 25 months. If there is a focused friend, there should totally be a Guppy Buddy. Focus friend is Guppy Buddy. Zoom Zoomga, Zoom Georgia, maybe? Thank you for the 6 months of Prime. Mulligan, 3 months. Where are you? Who are you? What is this game? You're confused. I'm confused. I feel like I should get your Prime. I think I can. Ring loves me. Thank you for 31 months. Lenny, thank you for the biddies and for the 5 gifted subs. Super generous of you. Soda Lover, thank you for the Prime. Inzane, thank you for the gifted sub once again. RLJ Slick, thank you for 22 months. Pup Forest, thank you for the Prime. You are the one who knocks. Thank you for the 25 months. Sick in bed at home with the flu. Woke up to see me streaming. Totally made your day. I am the one who knocks. I hope you're feeling better. This is not a fun time of year to get sick. Mick Fuddlebot, thank you for the 1.5 years of Prime. Appreciate you, buddy. Frosted Century, thank you for the Prime. Lord, thank you for the Prime. Again, for 7 months. Eggman, temporary username. Thank you for the 6 months of Tier 1. Vader, thank you for the 2 months of 2 months of Tier 2. Super generous. Appreciate you. Super generous of you. Professor Lithos, thank you for 32 months. KGB, thank you so much. Or KJB, thank you for the biddies. Demon Quiller, thank you for 8 months of Tier 1. Durflinsberger, thank you for the two cups that you gave away. Appreciate you. Following my videos for years now. Just love them. Appreciate you. Hopefully you like the next video. It's going to be destructive. The Ziggy, thank you for the Prime. Burshock, thank you for the Prime. Lenny, thank you for the cups that you gave away. Oh, that was 2 days ago. Still thank you for it. Still going to have to have... Okay, hold on. Vainglorious, what did I miss? Hey, CPP, you are... Oh, you did the North American Overhaul mod. Due to Kermat's inactivity and the addition of new mods, you've added your intending for the mod. The mod will have 0 development unless it breaks from a new update. Oh, that's a bummer. I appreciate the update, though. It's a bummer, but I appreciate that. Check the pin. Oh, YouTube... Steve, I appreciate that. I closed YouTube, so I had not seen it. 1 second. And now I'm not even signed in. I actually, Steve, You're saving me because I can't actually, not only can I not see YouTube, if I were to stop streaming, it would share stream. If I don't go back in and stop it manually, after 5 or 6 hours, it begins streaming again. And I have so much security, I can't get in. Almost there. Almost there. Okay. Okay. G2 Gregs, thank you for both of those super chats. Steve, thank you for 15 months of being a planner over on YouTube. How has it been that long already? Holy cow. Thanks, Phil, for all the content. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, Steve. No, Steve, you saved me because I can't end the stream on YouTube without being signed in. So I was going to have a bad time. So yeah. Yeah, no, I'm definitely wrapping up. Because I'm definitely wrapping up because I need to record Bluffside Crossing. Bluffside Crossing. I need to record Magnolia County. Yeah, I was locked. So I closed the window. And when I closed the window, I signed out of everything apparently. So we are going to end it and we're going to raid somebody. I think. Can we say goodbye to YouTube? I know, Bluffside Crossing, how retro. You want another chair stream? I've got a way to facilitate that. Bye, YouTube. We are going to raid... I think we're going to raid Dava again. So, here's what I'll do. Goodbye.